Piggyback off what CT said. Somebody said this nigga Batman be folding people up like pretzels inside of a shopping cart and be like, talk. Like this, like now talk.
Say something. Say something. My esophagus is broke. I can't talk anymore because you punched me too hard.
Man, you come straight out of a coma.
Bro, Bruce Wayne showed up to the Iceberg Lounge and this motherfucker had the bangs. I said, come on, man. At least do that one time with the hair, bro. What are we doing right now?
Hey. If y'all won't say that about Toby, you don't say nothing about Robert Pattinson.
Yo, don't even get me started on Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3 was the worst Spider-Man movie of all time.
You're
that dance was the best.
Yes.
Bro, the fact that he went to the Iceberg Lounge 3 times in 3 different like he went as Batman
twice,
some twins up. Mm-hmm. He went as like fam, like I know those twins was like, fam, I'm gonna quit, man. I don't want to work the door no more.
Why don't they work the door? Why did they get fired? Like, you had niggas just walk up in here, you had to replace you with somebody else.
He showed up 3 times with the exact same energy, just looking different. They didn't realize that this nigga was Batman.
Right. I like that though. I will say that was another good thing about this movie was that I did love that they gave the henchman personality, and that's something we always saw in the cartoon. Like you always did like the uniqueness of everybody being a henchman, like the Iceberg Lounge henchman, Joker's henchman. Like you really got to see that with this. It's just like I like this, and then too like kind of the mobs thing, like the twins, and then like I would love to see like some more of the henchmen and stuff like that, like kind of like different type of code names and stuff.
It reminded me of the Arkham series. Remember when you flying around the city or going around the city in Arkham, you hearing henchmen talk and they just saying the most random stuff like, "Hey, you know that I heard Penguin was out." Like it reminded me of that because that's what brings Arkham to life. Hearing what they are dealing with and how they, like I said, one of my favorite Arkham bits, like whoever the thug is in the city, when he was like, I mean, who crew you gonna be with? He was like, man, I mean, I want to be with Joker because Joker crazy, so I guess I'm gonna go with Two-Face. Like, it's like having that, like, fam, you literally jumping crew to crew, and you just doing one crazy with another crazy. So, like, yeah, I love that they gave the goons their like some personality to it. Like, it really helped.
Here's the thing: if you gonna be a henchman, if I'm a henchman, I'm only gonna work for Penguin or Two-Face or Scarecrow because they're not killing their people and they're not gonna die. But if you are a Joker henchman, or if you're a Joker henchman, you're gonna die because he's gonna just randomly shoot you in the face.
Yeah. You know what I love about video game goons is that they're, like you saying, their little talks, and you hear some like what was that? Must have been the wind. So like, dude, investigate. This is what we hired you.
Being a goon in Gotham got to be super stressful because, especially after Batman's already been operating. At any sound, I'm thinking is Batman. I don't like any sound. I'm like, oh shit, hey, we might as well hang it up, dog. He here.
I'm immediately, hey, boss, he's here.
He here, cuz.
But also too, you gotta still be tough. Like, remember, you still gotta like bully the citizens of Gotham. So you gotta still be like, hey man, give me your money.
Yeah.
Give me your he ran off. Dang it.
I think that was my problem.
I've never seen a successful goon, and they always getting handled. I've never seen like, hey, he's pretty good. You should definitely hire him.
Use him again.
No, we had one, and I'll never forget it. It was on the Batman animated series, and I'll never forget. It was an episode where a henchman killed Batman.
No.
It was
Joker was upset and he wanted to find the henchman.
And kill him. He was like, yo, where are you? He was so hot by it. He was like, what? He was like, and he went looking. Joker had a hit out on everything. Yeah. He wanted this dude, but come to find out, Batman wasn't dead. He played that so he could lure the Joker out and get him. But everybody kept looking at this dude like, yo, you the dude that killed Batman. And he was just a henchman. But it showed like what that could do to you being a henchman, like, because everybody started hating him. It's like, This dude
Yo,
killed Batman?
if you can Google that episode, season, and number, tell me, and I'll watch it today.
Oh yeah, Deuce on it right now.
It's on the 90s series, right?
Yeah, it was on the 90s
Yeah,
series.
now that you bring it back, I do remember it. Like,
Yeah,
you did what?
Yep,
You
because
did
that's
what? Yeah, Joker was pissed.
Yep,
That
and he
was
was so
my
mad
kill.
by it. He was so mad by it. So it's like, yo, you might get some of those elements in the new story too. So it's just like,
it's actually called The Man Who Killed Batman. It's the 51st episode on the Batman animated series. So
51st episode.
Yep.
yeah.
Okay,
the
cool.
man,
I'll go look
the
on
man
it.
that killed Batman. That's the name. That's the title of it.
Done
Yep.
deal.
Yep.
I remember that episode was hilarious. Like I said, but again, that's why I always say why I love the Joker in general, because I was like, he is pure chaos. He really doesn't have any mission but to show Batman that we are alike. So the fact that somebody else killed Batman pissed him off. Like, bro, like you really see that relationship. Like, Joker doesn't want to kill Batman. He just wants to terrorize him until he realized that they're the same. Like, that's his goal. So like, there's no killing of the Batman, and so he was pissed off at old boy.
Here's my question.
Go ahead. Hollywood and WB is, if they don't reach their financial goal, all this is gone.
Yeah,
none of this matters.
None.
Or if it do really successful, somebody else like, hey, I think you guys should introduce Poison Ivy in the next sequel. It's like, I didn't have that planned out. I didn't even set her up. Yeah, here's the money for you to figure this out. And it's like, now your whole universe has been shifted because it's like, I didn't even set that up for her.
And that's exactly what happened with Spider-Man 3. Raimi wanted to do Sandman, and the studio wanted Venom, and we all wanted Venom. We didn't want Sandman. And then he was like, I don't really know anything about Venom, but fuck it, let me give the studio what they want, and bomb. So when you look at Warner Brothers, they do that more often, and it's unfortunate that we've seen, let's see, Keaton. I'm not counting West, but we obviously know Adam West is legendary. Yeah. Keaton, Clooney, Val Kilmer, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, now Robert Pattinson. There's no reason we should have seen 6 Batman in our lifetime, with the exception of Kevin Conroy, that's 7, and not have seen any incarnation in the films of a Blue Beetle or a Mr. Terrific or Arrow on movie screens instead of TV. Like, they keep rebooting Batman because they know it's the financial winner, but they have so many other stories that can make them billions of dollars.
And then there's so many cooler stories outside of that. Because again, too, like, if you want to tell Batman, tell it from a different side. Like, again, too, like you said, why don't you do a Joker series? And just put, like, you know, just to say, and to spin it off of that of like, I'm showing y'all we the same person. We terrorize the crap out of this city. That's my job. Or it's just like, yo, like how you said, there's so many other ones that can be brought up to there that you want to see. Like, I would have loved to see the Green Arrow movie, just for the simple fact off of his city and what he's done. Yeah, I like the Flash, but give me a real Flash movie. Don't give me part of that. Same thing with like Blue Beetle. It's like, yo, if you're gonna give me their stories, give me they real dope story, because they have a lot of dope solo stories that y'all don't give us, and then don't water them down, kind of like how you did Shazam. Like, Shazam's story is actually very dope, but you make it so funny that people can't respect it, and it's just like, yo. Shazam, like the Kingdom Come series, I'm waiting for them to try to somewhat establish that, to have that. But that's, you know, they haven't given us Lex Luthor yet, and they keep trying to push all of these things. That's these major cats. That's why even Matt Reeves said no to them putting Superman in the second one. He was like, I have no plans of putting Superman in this universe. That's not what this is for.
Right. Yeah. I mean, one like when you think about like just doing like an off series that leads into something big and starting off in an unconventional place, you know, even when you think about Lex Luthor showing his rise to power, like that can be like, you know, it's stuff like that. But like you said, that they don't want to take those liberties. They want to go for the quick cash grab. I'm hoping with them seeing how this video was shot. I mean, not video, how this movie was shot, and you know, the characters that he chose to use for villains, and just to create the world of Gotham. Hopefully they put that trust in him, like, okay, you know what, let's give him the money, but let's not step on his creative vision. Let's see where he takes this. Because you know, I was my hot take that I've been telling everybody, I said, whatever category that you put Logan and Joker in, this movie is in that category with them, as far as like artistic, as far as themes. Like that's what I took from this movie with the Batman. It was like it was shot in a artistic manner, not just a superhero action manner. And I think that's why I loved it, because I love Logan and I love Joker, and this movie I love it as well in that sense. I don't know what category they call that, because it's not necessarily a superhero movie, but it is still because of who the character
it would be like it's like a fantasy like realism, because like you said, like for those 3 movies, it's not about the superhero. Like Batman is a great noir style detective film. Yes, it's just the fact this detective dresses like a bat. The Joker is a tale of a man who has a psychotic break after being shitted on for so much that he becomes the laughing stock, and that's the joke to him. It just happens to be he dresses like a clown when he does it. And it's portrayed from these places. Same thing with Logan. Logan is a broken down version of this hero that people display him to be, because they were actually the first ones that linked the comics into the actual movie to say like, yo, this is fake. This is not what you think is going on. And to be this old person that you see is worn down from being what is called the hero, it takes away that element of what of the whole comic book stands. It made them real.
You know what? I think it'd be a dope ass angle. Now I'm saying this with my Kanye West voice. This will be game changing for WB.
What would it be, Kanye?
It'd be one for Warner Brothers. If they had focused on all the villains and made stories for them only, so we get to know them, and you'll see it's only the POV of the villains, and understand, like from Joker, and understand why they're doing this, and we are falling in love with them. And now you're seeing glimpse of Batman coming in, like, who is this? And like you see them coming in, and then they're successful with their mission, but we just see Batman. Who is that? Like, you only see them. Like if it had a story of Clayface, a story of Mr. Freeze, like those will be their heroes. But you'll see the heroes trying to come in. They win some, they lose some. But it's like now it's like we really rooting for the bad guys, kind of like Suicide Squad. These niggas are villains. But if we had like a whole universe of villains, and you see, because no one really cares about Batman that much. They care about the villains.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all.
No, I mean the way
coming in.
The way it's growing now. Yeah, the way it's growing now, though, it's like you're starting to believe more too of like how the cops see Batman. Like it's a psychopath dressed as a bat running around the city beating people up. And you start to kind of understand that a little bit, and you be like, well, this dude is crazy. I like it.
At the beginning of the movie, I was on the side of the commissioner, and I was like, so they just let Batman in the crime scene? They just let him in the crime scene all willy-nilly like that?
Well, here's the thing. When you look at, first, I hear your motivation, Dion, but the villains, this is why you're wrong. Okay. When you look at Suicide Squad, the first movie, not the second one, when you look at Suicide Squad movie, that's what they were thinking. Oh, let's just give the villains and then the problem with that is you can't introduce exactly. You can't introduce these villains being in prison and we need them for a mission if you haven't even introduced their counterparts or where they or how they got put in here. Like if these villains.
The thing is they kind of disproved that though with the second film, because that's what the Suicide Squad kind of was. It was like if they'd have focused on it being the Suicide Squad rather than the particular people, it would have hit better, because now for sort of like the sequel reboot, we focused on, okay, this is a task force that does suicide missions and it's villains, and this is how you get your time off. And so what that did was it made you start to attach to other people who might not get a chance, like Peacemaker. I'd have never thought Peacemaker would get a show, but the fact that I didn't need to see his backstory yet to be introduced to him. So it's those type of movies that could give us that. But again, too, it has to focus on the whole thing rather than it did with the previous Suicide Squad, trying to focus on the big stars of Will Smith, Margot
and you know
Robbie
why? You know why the second one succeeded, to your point, Will, compared to the first one? Well, the first one made money, but it wasn't successful.
Yeah.
The second one was successful because of what you just said. These villains, I mean, these criminals are in this prison for whatever crime. We did not show which superhero arrested them, but these villains are so no name that you just have to take their character for what we're saying. Compared to the first one, where it was like, all right, cool, we got Captain Boomerang, who we know is a Flash Rogues Gallery. We got Harley Quinn, Joker's in this movie. We got all these big star villain names, not even mentioning their A-list actor counterpart, but we got these big villain names, and they are in this prison. And we're like, hold on, how can you have these characters in prison and you haven't even shown us them fighting their main hero villain? You get what I'm saying? Compared to the second one, where it was like, all right, cool, this chick is in here because she can control rats and this bitch is in prison. All right, bet. We need her for the Suicide Squad mission. Now I'm invested. And now these characters are so no name, I have no choice but to go with the story.
I hear you. I hear you, CT. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm talking about more like Joker though, as in like we understand how he got there. Now we're sympathetic. Yeah. And now if Joker does something crazy, now we're like, okay, I get it now. You're trying to make people understand why you're crazy or why you should be more mental. I mean, be more conscious of mental health. But doing that, he does something crazy. Now Batman comes in, puts him in jail, but it's like you got to get back out, man. We got to get him back out.
Yeah, because there was a method to his madness at some point. Yeah, and I feel that too, and that's why even too, like agreeing with you and agreeing with Deuce, like we should be able to see it from their side, because it also can do something to where you can kind of understand the hero's point now. So just like how you said from a Joker standpoint of why we now understand why he do it, we can also understand something that could lead us more to Superman if they made a series that's centered around the Luthers. So before Superman gets there, where we see Lex with his father, with his mother, with his sister, and how they are in LexCorp, because again, you still have Argus, you still have the alien the DOC that's there too, and who's to say that wasn't around during the time his father was there? And then to see Lex growing up around that, and then how he becomes that, and then takes over LexCorp. So it's like you have that, but then too, we start to learn his mental as to why he's so in fear of aliens.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
Like, you start to go like, bro, you just kind of tripping, but also too, it makes me pumped to see Superman more.
I love that. Imagine if we took out the Black Panther story and we just focused on Killmonger. We'll be all the way invested. I'm like, ooh,
we were already invested in
that. We were already
there. Right. But imagine now, if we had just like 75% was Killmonger, and it was like, now we're like, dang, this family is trash. We don't even see Black Panthers.
But that's the thing, Dion. Like, even to what you're saying, Killmonger. Okay, first of all, massive shout out to everybody involved in a Black Panther film. But when you look at that movie, Coogler was the first person to make a DC film in the Marvel universe, because Killmonger was the hero of that story. Absolutely. They showed us from beginning to end why he's the hero. That debate was basically Martin Luther King versus Malcolm X. When you look at Black Panther as a character, Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace, I was rooting for Killmonger as much as the rest of the world, because Killmonger won that fight fair and square. Black Panther did not win that fight, bro. He literally said nobody yielded. Like, nigga, I killed you. If they wouldn't have recovered your body and put you in the snow,
I ain't with that shit no more, man.
You know what I'm saying? You had to get the flower. Your mother had to sneak in a flower for you to take the drink of it to beat me. That's not fair, bro. So Killmonger is the rightful king of Wakanda.
That's facts, though. That's facts too.
I watched the movie 3 times.
Yeah, I was like, yo, that's true. Like, hey, I beat you in hand-to-hand combat regularly.
Fair to square, bro.
Now granted,
I did not yield. Like, nigga, you were dead.
The yield, it was throwing you off the cliff. That was the yield. That was you yielding.
That's funny.
You
did
surviving
die. Oh,
was me
thank you,
giving you
CT.
mercy.
Thank you, CT. I didn't think about that.
Telling
Only
you.
way he won.
Definitely.
Was the flowers?
Yeah, so then too, it's just like, so how come everybody ain't in jail?
So
I like, so old boy that had the rhino from Get Out, he get locked up with everybody else. And then let's also think about what's old girl who plays the leader, the bald headed one.
Okoye.
Yeah, for my city Wakanda and its king. You trade on your king real quick.
Real quick. That's Tyrion.
Wakanda without question. But I got a question.
Yeah, but I got a
question.
That has to be in the sequel, man. That has to be a sequel.
Yo, it gotta be. There gotta be. Yeah, and it gotta be like a riff. It gotta be a riff between it, because we do remember there were some people that agreed with Killmonger in their stand. So there has to be some ramification of that happening.
I am afraid, bro, because I know in the comic books it's supposed to be what's his little sister's name? Shuri. I know it's supposed to be Shuri, but bro,
I
don't want to see it.
I don't want to see it.
I want to see T'Challa be Kevin Feige said T'Challa will not be recast in the 616 universe. However, I want to see Killmonger be reinstated as Black Panther, bro.
We did hear that supposedly that he is supposed to make a cameo in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Ooh.
So,
which comes out before Black Panther 2.
Exactly. And then also too, we've seen What If, and they've already said that Sam Raimi is putting a lot of his material from that What If series. So
because we see the animated world in that one scene.
Yeah, so with that, so we also might have two things happen. We may see the Guardians of the Multiverse, so where we see that Killmonger story play out, where he get the vibranium and the Infinity Stones. But the more realistic one I'm thinking he's going to be Black Panther, who's a part of the Illuminati. I think he's going to be that version from another Earth.
I've been thinking that too.
Yeah.
What is the Illuminati version?
So so that's the one that the one that has Black Panther in. So Black Panther, basically he declined joining, and then he eventually joined the Illuminati to stop one of the things they had going on. But there's a seat there. Yeah. In the trailer, if you I know you don't watch trailers, so I don't want to give it away, but there's a seat there that's out there. They keep trying, they count them wrong. They keep forgetting the space that's in there. That's for, and I'm not gonna say it because I know you haven't seen it, but the two of you, Deuce and Dion, you know who's supposed to go in the middle and who they showed. Yeah. In that far left, I saw someone sitting there, and it did symbol a shimmer of gold. Yeah, and so I was like, yo, that might be Killmonger as Black Panther in another universe.
When does Doctor Strange come out again?
May 6th.
All right. Yeah, right before. That's my birthday weekend. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Good.
If you guys had full creative control, I want to hear all y'all perspective. How would you respectfully, organically fix the Black Panther replacement, or because they don't have any footage of him? So how would you fix this?
What do you mean?
As in, like, we got to move forward with the title Black Panther. How would you, with the storyline we have, how would you, minute one, is he in full mask? This is me freestyling. This is how they're gonna do it. They're gonna open up on a mission. He in full mask. They can find somebody to do a voiceover of him, and he's doing a mission or something, and it's like show him from the back a couple times. He need to take his mask off, and getting captured. They strip him from his powers, and then it's like, we got to figure out how the way to get him. And then it's like, yo, they killed him. They killed T'Challa. Oh my God, we need a king. And they find a replacement from there. This is how I'm thinking how they're gonna replace him respectfully.
Okay. Here's how I got a theory, because I've been talking. So here's how I think is actually how it's gonna happen. Kind of similar to what you said, like they have it in full mass and everything. I think because of the untimely death of Chadwick Boseman, they're not going to kill T'Challa on screen. Now, I do believe since they're opening up to the multiverse and everything, he's going to get lost in the multiverse in some way, shape, or form. And that's how they're going to bring in Killmonger's one. because they again, they do need somebody to fill that king spot. And being that they're diving into the multiverse and everything like that, they're going to be able to pull Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger, and it's pretty much just going to be the alternate version of Killmonger, but he is now pulling him into this universe, because that's the one thing that I guess that they haven't addressed yet, or we haven't seen, but bringing somebody from a different universe into this universe and keeping them in this universe. I believe that this is going to be the first character that they bring in this universe and keep in this universe, and that's how they're going to continue to go with.
What if he knew Peter Parker? He got sucked into that.
Go ahead, Will.
But that also somewhat could possibly tie into there. So it kind of goes to like what Deuce was saying, like how I was talking about was y'all go, like I would say, kind of go past him a couple of years, like catch us up after Hawkeye. So it's been a couple of like maybe a few years or a few months or something like that, but we are already established his passing. Like I'm thinking of like there's a statue in his name in Wakanda and stuff like that, and they're trying to figure it out. Now, to replace him, it could either be Killmonger, but I'm also shooting for a recast of somebody new. This could go to the same thing of with the multiverse. It's a T'Challa whose Earth is no longer here. Like due to the fact that a multiversal war is starting, we don't know which ones, if they've already been destroyed or not. So in his world, this one could be he was the American version that left Wakanda to go get a Western education. And of course, that's the one that had the rift between him and his dad, and he didn't go back until his dad was killed. And then that's when he went to Wakanda. But then also too, it could be in that version when the Chitauri attacked that they didn't survive and they wound up blowing up the planet. And before that happened, like you said, how he's pulled out of there, that's how we figured that out. But then he's put on their Earth. And since they don't have a T'Challa, he doesn't have a home to go to. They will let him remain there. And then too, like that could lead into the third one where it does kind of start to get a little uncomfortable, because now you have him trying to figure out like, you're my sister, but you're not my sister. Because again, like we have variants, so he could still have her as that in his universe, but it's like, yo, I watched you die. Yeah. I watched you pass. I watched all of you die.
Ooh, I got chill bumps.
Yeah, and it's just like I have to deal with that now. And then too, like, who was his Killmonger to him?
I'm gonna say I would love, this is the most simplistic, because what I've learned about Kevin Feige is nothing is ever as we complex it to be. So I'm going to say the most simple solution being we show the funeral. The movie opens up on a funeral of T'Challa. Shit. And then we show Killmonger being released, like coming out in chains to see his cousin's funeral, or to, you know, honor his memory. And then him having a conversation with Shuri, like, who's taking the mantle. And then she's like, you know,
he's gonna be the one that asks ASAP. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it goes from there. But I don't think, I hope they wouldn't cheapen it by showing him behind the head when we already, like, I don't want them to pull the Fast and Furious with Paul Walker type thing, where we all as the world know that this man has died and you're playing the whole he's alive. But I do love, one of you guys said he gets sucked into the multiverse and like he's lost in it. I'm not mad at that, because at least that allows somebody else to take the place. But man, I just don't know. But I know Kevin Feige is way more simple than all of us.
Yeah, because to me, when I realized that was WandaVision, I said we put so much stock into this being like, oh, look, we got this Quicksilver, and he was like,
right,
like we thought this was it, like, oh, mutants is here, X-Men,
mutants here, man. He just recast such. Like, nah, I just showed y'all the actor.
And then too, another thing that you like say it might be simple that they throw in to replace that, he could be a Skrull.
Who could be a Skrull?
Black Panther?
The new one, or T'Challa?
No, that entire, because think about it. What if he never came back?
I wouldn't like that. If he
all the way from Endgame, what if that was a Skrull? Because we've known they've been here, and we know Fury know about it.
So Endgame was the last time we seen him.
Yeah, Endgame's the last time we seen him. So think about it. What if he was a Skrull that entire time?
But that means, okay, I'm with you. But that doesn't come out. We don't even know what Secret Wars is yet.
Man, we've seen Skrulls since Captain
Yes,
Marvel.
but what I'm saying is when you do Secret Wars, that's when they reveal everybody who's been Skrulls. So without Secret Wars, I refuse to put all of that into this Doctor Strange movie because he has so much heavy lifting.
Man,
he got more heavy lifting in the Spider-Man movie. So I doubt that they will put everything in there when he still has to tell his own story and have his fucking fight with Benedict Echenfor.
And himself.
And himself, you know what I'm saying? Because I watched What If after we were forced that Doctor Strange trailer at the end of Spider-Man. They caught me off guard by watching the trailer, but I watched What If just to be able to make sense of everything. And I just feel like Doctor Strange still has his own story. I caught a glimpse. I don't want y'all to even say anything. I caught a glimpse into, I was watching TV and it popped up. I think they showed Sir Patrick Stewart. And I was like, "What the fuck is? Oh my god! I gotta turn this off."
That's what we passed up because when we were talking about the space, like that's
we didn't want
to give it away to you.
I appreciate it, but I'm just saying I saw that and I was like, I turned it off immediately. So I don't even know where the conversation went. But they have so much heavy lifting to do with that movie. If they introduce a fucking X-Men and they introduce a it's like this is too much.
It is, but again, too, I didn't expect to see Skrulls in WandaVision.
True.
So that's the thing. So we don't know where. That's what I'm saying. We don't know how this can get tied into. Like you say, I'm going off of the simplistic stuff. But we do got to wrap this and stuff like that. And so, of course, we veer off from who we were supposed to be talking about. So we better hope we don't get caught in a dark alley for this. The Batman. The Batman.
Wait, even specifically, even with the Batman, since we talk about multiverses and we know DC does the multiverse better than anybody, the multiverse in this DC world, a problem that Warner Brothers is doing is they're throwing everything against the wall to see what sticks. Now, with that, we know that this Batman is in a completely different universe than what we've seen in the previous 3 years of DC films. So it's almost like, how would you even show that this is a different world? Because we know there's a different world from the Joker movie that just came out. So it's like we're comic book fans and we've been in this thing since we were kids. The average moviegoer is not. So they don't understand why that Joker isn't in this movie instead of introducing a new Joker. And they don't understand why Wonder Woman wasn't in fucking Peacemaker and how Peacemaker even got a show. But I don't want to see all of the villains become heroes. I gave it a pass with Peacemaker, but I don't want to see that shit with every villain story they do. And I fear that for the Penguin movie. I mean, TV show.
Well, no, I think
realize is these are comic book movies and there's different comic book universes. Several people got killed, several different versions, Frank Miller's. There's like so many different versions of a comic book. And I think they trying to adapt that. These are different volumes of Batman and, different volumes of these characters. So hopefully they can explain it somehow or they do the little Flashpoint thing and try to tie everybody together.
But that's a problem too, because Flashpoint got pushed back. So it's like, did they get pushed back because they're shooting more, or did they get pushed back because this Batman movie is obviously a success? So it's like, what's the reason for pushing this shit back?
I think they're pushing it back for that, because here's the thing where you can say it's linked, the cop out, and this is what I believe that they're possibly going to try to do. The cop out is just have somebody from that universe pop up in Flashpoint. They don't got to be pivotal to the story. It doesn't have to, it can be just something that quick, like you see that universe and that lets you know, okay, there's a whole nother universe and Flashpoint, like you said, the Crisis Across Infinite Worlds, to me, I thought like as much flack as Arrowverse gets, the Crisis Across Infinite Worlds was done amazingly. Because
that was their hardest one. That was their best one.
Yeah, and again, it was just like little small glimpse, like, oh snap, yo, that's the Flash from the movie. Oh shit, that's from the eight. Oh, he's from Lois and Clark. Like it was just like those moments, right? So I feel like that would be the easiest way, and that'll probably be the cop out, and that's probably what they're doing. They're probably pushing it back, saying, "What can we just get a scene and to incorporate this and just say, hey, we acknowledge this universe exists," and I think that's probably why I got pushed back.
Also, too,
okay, go ahead.
I think though it's also too, it may be something a little bit more added to it, because remember, we still have the Blue Beetle series, the movie coming. We still have Batgirl and the Batwoman thing coming out. So it also may be getting ready to push that out to establish them as well. And then too, There's also to talk about, the Black Superman coming out onto HBO. So it's just like really,
where the fuck is the Green Lantern Corps? We've been promised that shit.
Right, we've been promising that. Now apparently it's a movie now. Apparently they turned it into a movie.
Oh my
God. But I think so too. I think that's the reason of like why Flashpoint is and again, like you said, like you got to think about Kevin Feige's standpoint, but then also to think about how DC's doing things. We don't necessarily know where Flashpoint is going. Because of the fact that even Superwoman is in this. And so it's like, why is Superwoman a part of this? Yeah. Why is Michael Keaton's Batman a part of this? And, like I've seen the new version of him in this Gotham. So I'm also kind of curious to see how they make his Gotham nowadays for this too. Because I think I saw an image of him where he was just out as Bruce Wayne. And it looked pretty like dark and sinister too. So it looks like they're still trying to be
Bruce Wayne's dad, the one who didn't get killed, that was shooting people.
Well, no, he's his Batman. That's the thing. Yeah, he's his Batman from the Tim Burton series. Like they have him like with the updated suit and the yellow emblem on it and everything.
And if I'm not mistaken, they have his Batmobile in there too.
Yeah, his Batmobile is in there.
And this is what's so dope. I love to hear this because obviously Michael Keaton is my number one Batman, but that means that this Batman has been doing this shit for 30 years.
We're gonna get old man back. We're gonna get old grumpy ass Batman from Batman Beyond.
He's been doing this shit because we saw young Batman.
Yep.
Now this motherfucker is the seasoned of the seasonist. Yeah. I want to see all that shit.
You gotta have a rugged beard. You
gotta have a cane.
Oh yeah. So I definitely think though I feel like they may push somewhat of a crisis on Infinite Earth into this Flashpoint. Like I think they're going to destroy a couple of these lines that we do know so that we have that one singular timeline that this is our Batman, this is our Flash, this is our Aquaman, this is our Cyborg, and leading on to the next set of them, because it is kind of like, again, we have basically six if you're going from Keaton, we now have 7 potential Batman appearances we can have. But not only that, we also have now 4 Catwoman appearances we can have. We now have.
Did y'all include the Gotham series? Because that's had a Batman.
Fuck out of here. Well. Fuck out of here.
You don't want
no. Here's the thing. You kind of got to now with Crisis on Infinite Earths, because the CW included DC Titans in their stuff when they showed that glimpse of Hawk and Robin when the timeline got destroyed.
That's a Berlanti show compared to them showing Gotham on I think that was I think that was a Berlanti show too. Gotham was a Berlanti show, I think.
But it's just to say it's a lot to. I think both DC and Marvel are trying to clean up their past of what they've had so scattered around, and so it's just gonna be very interesting to see who's going to come out on top. Like, who is going to be our Batman leading on? Who's going to be our Joker? Who's going to be our Superman? Like, how do you plan to set this universe for us moving forward? Like, we understand y'all tried to do it like this, you tried to do it like that, but you've given us all the elements to say, okay, take all this and piece it together for us. Give us something where we know this is coming, and this is what we got to look forward to. And then what is your big end goal? Because I feel like one of the big things they should get to is the Kingdom Come series. If you can get to the Kingdom Come series, that should be your last fight. Like, not final, but it's like that should be the big daddy. After that, then start focusing on the B tertiary characters and stuff like that you can do.
Here's the problem.
Y'all rock with Pennyworth? Did y'all like that show?
Get the fuck out of here, Dion. So here's the thing. When you look at
Pennyworth, y'all like
I thought it was cool. I thought it had potential. It wasn't like it didn't blow me away, but I was like,
I'll check out the seasons.
I was like, I'm cool if 3 come and don't come.
Listen, so when you look at this is what I mean by this. No Way Home and Doctor Strange are obviously one movie, but separately stories. Like this is the can of worms. This is us putting the genie back in the bottle. That's what Doctor Strange 2 is. Flashpoint is DC's final hope for fixing. Nigga, you're talking to a DC head. I'm talking about I've been battling this since I was 6.
Yeah.
This is the final opportunity to fix the universe. So if they don't do a good job with this movie, it's a wrap because I'm jumping ship. If this Flashpoint movie is not where it needs to be, I'm going to Marvel and I'm gonna wear a fucking shirt to commemorate it. So
what's that word you use?
To commemorate it.
I love you as a friend, brother.
But I'm out.
I'm not gonna let you just blow past the word commemorate.
I said it perfectly.
I said it wrong.
I'm about to say, I think it's the other way around, bro.
I was like, I don't know the.
You were so ready to hit you with that verbal sword. Just
listen, Will. This is what you don't know about me and Dion, bro. Dion Lack is the greatest of all time. He can never get me, and he tries so hard.
You turned the sword on yourself.
He was waiting the whole episode. He's like, all right, I'm gonna catch you right here. Hey, before we leave though, we have to rank Batman movies. We have to at this point now.
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
All right. So we're CT, what's your ranks?
You already know my rank.
Val Kilmer, whichever one Val Kilmer is lowest.
Oh, come on. Now, here's the thing. In order, Batman. I'm sorry. In order, Batman Returns, Batman. Then I'm going The Dark Knight. Then I'm going.
It sucks because Ben Affleck didn't get his own justice.
But that's why I can't have him in the list because he never had a solo film. And this is the only solo Batman
Superman, his movie. Give that to him.
Yeah, I feel like that is his movie because there was supposed to be technically a Man of Steel 2, so that technically is not the sequel to Superman.
Okay, I'll tell you what then. Batman Returns, Batman, The Dark Knight, Batman versus Superman. Then I'm going to hit you with Batman Begins. Then I'm going to hit you with Batman Forever. Then I'm going to it's Batman Forever, then Batman Begins, because I love Jim Carrey's performance. Then I'm going to go to The Dark Knight Rises after Batman and Robin, because that's how trash The Dark Knight Rises was to me.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Let me tell
Batman and Robin was better, and that was some bullshit.
Credit card Batman was better than Bane.
Way better.
Let me tell you how dope Bane is. This nigga said, the lights when he said, I nearly adopted this.
I was born in it.
He hit this nigga so hard the lights came back on.
Right? These lights back on. Hey, who making all that ruckus?
Ruckus.
Can't get security in the company. Who making all that noise now?
Oh wait, adjustment. I'm gonna go originally Batman and then Batman Returns because I love Batman Returns because it was true theater. Like it felt like an art piece. But Batman won for the simple Joker scene where he played Prince and then he did the parade.
Yeah,
that is so timeless to me.
So for me, I'm gonna go Batman. Batman won. I'm actually gonna put the Batman up there for me.
Oh, you're a wild nigga.
Bro, I genuinely love this movie, bro. Like I held this up high.
So wait, Deuces, you mean to tell me when you was watching I want the guys on the truth. When you watched the Batman movie, not one time during that movie did you go, so if you say no, you're a goddamn liar.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you, and I've had this conversation since I watched the movie.
Okay.
My only moment of it legit was the Bruce Wayne portrayal, but I felt that his Batman was so good that it didn't even take me out of the movie. Usually I would have an issue with that because but I was like, I thought his Batman was good. Like I said, and this was somebody who went in on the fence for this movie. Like this is not going to be as what I think it is. And like I said, I was genuinely impressed by this. So like I said, I got Batman 1. The Batman is my second one. Then I'm going to go The Dark Knight. Then I'm going to go Batman Returns because I love Batman Returns. Then I'm going to go Batman Begins. And then what am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something.
4 more Batman movies. That's what you missing.
Oh, you're missing a few Batman movies.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Because I Batman. I know Batman Forever is the last one. For me.
What?
No, Batman and Robin is the last one.
There we go.
Sorry about that. Batman and Robin is the last one because next is going to be Batman Forever. And then I'm gonna go Dark Knight Rises and then Batman and Robin.
Wait, over Batman and Superman, Dark Knight Rises goes over Batman.
We're including Batman.
Out of control.
Sorry about that. I missed that. Yeah. Batman and Superman, Dark Knight Rises, Batman and Robin.
Man, that narcotic must be strong where you at in your city. Keep going, Will.
Oh, well, you finna ask me what I'm smoking on because you definitely not gonna like this list. First, number one was the Dark Knight. Dark Knight was quite simply the best one. Joker just was flawless. Number 2 for me is Batman Returns. Definitely up there. Number 3, I would have to say it's probably Batman. Like I like the first Batman, but the second one it's something about it that get me with all the characters, like you said, the settings and stuff like that. The next one, I'm probably gonna go Batman versus Superman. Just because I like Ben Affleck as Batman.
I love him.
Then I'm gonna go Dark Knight Rises. I don't know why y'all hating on Dark Knight Rises.
I love it.
Huge.
Loved it. Loved it. And then what's the next one? Batman Begins was trash to me. I'm sorry. I hated Batman Begins. I hated it. It was so whack.
You didn't even like the twist of Ra's al Ghul? Nobody saw that coming.
Nobody.
You know why? Because it's Liam Neeson, and every time I just hear him, it's just like I have a particular set of skills.
So let me.
But that was after.
I know, but now after I saw that, it ruined it because all I think of is Ra's al Ghul. I have a particular set of armor of ninjas.
So you want to know why I hate Dark Knight Rises? And it's funny because I don't know if any of you guys watched the pitch meeting series, but they did one on the Dark Knight Rises. And he was like, so yeah, man, with this new Batman, we figured like it'd be really cool if we take his powers away and we see him become Batman again. Yeah. And then as soon as he become Batman again, he meets Bane, break his back, take him out. Now he's no longer Batman. He got to become Batman again. And I said, so we just did the same thing twice back to back.
Yeah. You see, you seeing it like that. What you gotta see is when you lose white privilege, you get on meth and you don't do nothing for 7 years. Then you clean yourself up, relapse, and then you got to get yourself together again to be able to not save the city.
I was done with that movie 7 minutes in when they showed Christian Bale hobbling on a cane and they said he wasn't Batman for 7 years. So you mean to tell me this billionaire who loves his city took a 7-year break without leaving anybody in his place to take care of the city, i.e. an older Robin or Nightwing or anybody?
Well, to be fair, they had said that the Dent Act was in effect, and that's what helped clean up the streets. So that's really what it was. It was just like, you couldn't do anything. But like you said, but to your point though, how would that take care of the other villains that are there? But two, like you said, they made that very realistic.
You think darkness is your ally?
Yeah, I'm like,
this GCPD
really adopted
was by far the dumbest GCPD. So you mean to tell me when you have a threat, you send the whole police force in the tunnel? Nobody hangs back.
Let's think about this now. If anything was true, it was to definitely show how dumb law enforcement was. Because the first thing was said even on there. Or perhaps he's wondering why someone would shoot him out before throwing him out of the plane. Like, right, dumbass, what did you think was going to happen? Who was this supposed to be scaring? He didn't fly so well.
So listening to your point, you said that the Dent Act is what cleaned up the city for 7 years, right? So you're telling me that Batman Begins happens, then the Dark Knight happens where he arrests the Joker. And at the end of the movie, Two-Face has now disappeared because he just, got rid of him and he's really become Two-Face. That after he runs out of the tunnel, Batman, he doesn't do anything and crime stops for 7 years. That was the dumbest thing that I could have ever heard in that movie.
Well, let's not forget. we're sure the GCPD went back to what they normally doing, which is harassing people like us. So, they probably were very busy.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why a lot of stuff wasn't happening. But like how you said, though, because of how grimy the city was portrayed, like that was an element missing. But again, since that wasn't the element he was going for, the terrorist act that was made by Bane, and then like the twist of like Talia al Ghul being there and stuff like that, it did have its hits. I mean, it did have its misses on certain things, but it's like there's so many parts in there that it's just like, yo, I will take that over Bring in the Ice. Everybody, chill. No.
Everybody, chill.
All of them ice puns, I was like, yo, I've never wanted to sock somebody in the face.
A lot of ice puns.
So much.
Like, all the ice puns.
And so, and then those are my bottom tier was like Batman and Robin, and then Batman Forever over Batman and Robin. Like Jim Carrey, and even Tommy Lee Jones, he did what he could for Two-Face. Like again, for an actor who don't know nothing about the character, and I'm sure they didn't give him no real backstory, he did an okay job playing Two-Face for what the story was.
He was out of his own character, which I loved. Like Tommy Lee Jones is so serious.
Yeah.
So to see him if you take Jim Carrey out of that movie, Tommy Lee Jones was over the top.
Yeah.
So that's what I loved about seeing that performance. But also, Val Kilmer was an amazing Batman, horrible Bruce Wayne, and I don't know why they didn't dye his hair black. That was another thing that pissed me off as a kid.
See, that's you. Me was the lips. What the fuck is this?
He was doing his best Michael Keaton with the lips, bro. Michael
Keaton. You don't have any. You don't have any. So it's just, and he kept looking up this.
A lot of pressure, man.
That's what was killing me with the way his cowl was. It was always this.
Yeah.
That cowl was loose as fuck at the top when they were running.
Your ears kept wiggling so much. I wouldn't be able to take you seriously.
This shit was loose as fuck. When he was running.
Slow motion, that's what you talking about.
Yo, okay, Dion, I'd like to end off with you. What would you rank your Batman?
Start off with Lego Batman, of course.
You wild as fuck.
Hey, that's slept on. That was a good movie.
It was good.
Lego Batman.
We were only talking about the.
Yeah, I'm juggling with you. I'm gonna start off with Dark Knight. I wrote mine down because I don't want to do the whole Dark Knight. Go with Batman 2. What's the name of it?
Batman Returns.
Batman Returns. I'm gonna hit y'all with Batman, and then I'm gonna put the Batman there. Yep. Then Batman, the first one.
You just said that. You have it on there.
The Batman and then the original Batman.
No, that's what I'm saying. If he just did his list and he wrote it down. The nigga said The Dark Knight. The nigga said Batman Returns. Then he said Batman. Then he said the Batman. And now he's saying Batman again. I'm listening to you.
Did you?
No,
that's what I heard.
That's literally what you said. Why are you quiet? Like we can't.
I had to think about it too. Did you say Batman? Did you say Batman? Did you say it before you said the Batman? I was like, wait, you got me thinking of it.
I thought he was reading the list.
That's what I'm saying.
I am, but I'm thinking like maybe I accidentally said it.
I didn't hear that either. So I was like, wait, am I
tripping too? People say, shut the fuck up. Let's just skim past this, all right?
I'm listening to this nigga. Go ahead, bro.
After Batman, I'll make y'all with Batman. And then I'm joking. The Dark Knight Rises. And then Batman Forever. And then y'all didn't say the any of the Justice Batman.
Justice League? No, I think
Batman v Batman v Superman. We didn't say it at the end.
We said, I said Batman Superman. I think I wanted them to.
Yeah, I did too. I think I didn't. Yeah.
I left it out right there. And I added it when they said it.
Yeah, can't say Justice League though, because that's a group movie.
Yeah. And then lastly, Batman and Robin.
I love that we all agree that Batman and Robin was some bullshit.
It was some bullshit. Right from the jump. right from the beginning when they start showing the outfit, and you say, "Wait, what is going on, dog?" Like
when he had a bad credit card, I said,
that was it.
Get the fuck out of
that
here.
Had to be the greatest insult of all time. A fictional character got credit
and a black card, by the way. He had a black card.
They're like, you're a vigilante who's supposed to be arrested, and you got approved for an American Express.
Bro, they made him Russell Simmons and Master P. Remember when they came out with their credit card, the Rush card? It's the Rush card, dog.
Bro.
But only he had it, and it was in the millions.
Fact.
Remember, we had to get to that.
That motherfucker is the worst Batman of all time. He's the greatest Bruce Wayne forever, but he's the worst Batman of all time.
Was that Val Kilmer or George Clooney?
That was Clooney for Batman and Robin.
Damn it, dude. And he had such a great record after that.
Man.
I know people like, man, what the fuck you was doing? What you thinking?
Money.
Money.
It was the 90s. No Batman. See, this is what I'm talking about earlier when I said from 98 till like 2006, the CGI was bad and storytelling wasn't really helpful for movies. For Batman in the 90s, after Batman Returns, Batman Forever still had the script that they were going to do for Tim Burton. They just altered it. Yep. So it's like, you got a good template here. Batman and Robin had no template. That was Schumacher doing what Schumacher wanted to do and ruining it. So it was so much more of a comedy instead of a good film that it ruined the franchise for another 10 years.
And it set a course for people to be okay in Hollywood to go with, like, because Tim Burton does his research. So he looked into the story. He depicted the story from what he saw in the comic books. And that's like how you even said, moving into Batman Forever, you still got a taste of that. Yeah. So that's why it wasn't as bad. But like you said, moving into Batman and Robin, you can see this became money grab. It's like, okay, big names, play this. I'm not going to look at where this comes from. I just know this guy freezes. This person can kiss somebody.
It was all about merchandise. If you remember during that time, McDonald's was doing stuff with Batman and Robin. They came out with all the toys, the freeze gun. Like that's why they went so campy. They was like, look, we gonna get toys out of this. We gonna do deals with fast food companies. It was all about that and not necessarily about the story.
We got to make
Batman Begins didn't care about the merchandising as much. They just wanted the story. They made people bend to their success. I remember the Batman video game came out that was based off the movie. That's when a lot of superhero movies were having video games that were based off the movie, and they were good. They were rushed, but they were good because it followed the movie story.
Yeah.
And then
you think if you was George Clooney, you think you get bought to do it? Like they was like, yo, Will, I need for you to play Static Shock, and CT, I need you to play Mr. Terrific. So would you be like, it's a great opportunity for me, or would you be like, I'm not gonna be set up for this because y'all ain't got no, like, we shooting in 2 weeks.
I gotta know the story. I gotta know, like, if I know this already, like, I gotta know first of all who's shooting this, and let me talk to them. Like,
well, first,
you think
I
you got the type of
3
power?
months to get my body.
If I play a Static Shock, fuck yeah. I don't care. I don't care what level I'm at.
Jesus.
Like, you gonna let me know something. Like, yo, if you don't know who the Bang Babies are, we got a problem.
It was like, hey, we shooting in 2 weeks, man. You want 2 weeks?
Listen, if you shoot in 2 weeks and you want me to play a superhero, I need you to shoot me chest up. They get all
right.
like
all chest. Right.
What's your CGI de-aging budget? Like what's your de-aging budget?
Right. And my Static Shock 10 years after, and I got, I started eating a lot. Like, we going that route. Man. I can definitely play this. Which Static Shock? 17-year-old in high school?
17-year-old in high school? Okay.
You're gonna have a whole bunch of old Teslas. Like, yeah, I was supposed to play this character, man, but I turned it down, man. You see how it turned out. You gonna have them old ass stories.
Michael Keaton had that story about Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. He said he looked in the theater and was like, "Oh, I didn't miss anything."
Yeah. and that really be just it. Yeah. Some of them you just like, yo, like if it's not especially if you know what it's about too, or just have a glimpse. Because like even like you telling us, like if I'm playing Static Shock, it's like, okay, how do you plan on carrying Static Shock?
Yeah,
and stuff. Because then too, like that might be hurtful in my case.
It
is a big break, but also too for myself. And this is just like I can't speak for nobody else. Like it's all about the quality for me, not the quantity. Oh, yeah. Like,
well, that's what I say. You say it's a big break, but it can also be detrimental because look what Ryan Reynolds had to do to get another shot. You know what I'm saying? Like when he was Green Lantern, like that was a stain because of how bad it was. And like so it could potentially impede on like your progress because of that. So it's like, yeah, it's a big name movie, but like if this quality is bad or this story is bad, I don't want to be synonymous with, oh yeah, that's the bad Batman. Like
you could be the Lone Ranger guy. He didn't get no opportunity.
What happened to the dude that plays Cyborg? Is he doing anything right now? Ryan Fisher?
Besides running his mouth? No, and Ray Fisher.
Ray
so
Fisher,
here's the thing. I'll say for that role, Green Lantern, that movie could have been solved in 3 things. 1, if they gave him an actual suit with white gloves. 2, if they had actually had a physical villain for him to fight instead of Hector Hammond and the cloud villain of Parallax. If they would have made Parallax an actual being that he could fight, it would have been a success. And the third thing is if they would have slowed the movie down pacing. See, the problem with Green Lantern, because I watched it a week ago, the problem with Green Lantern wasn't, no, because it was on Netflix. The problem with Green Lantern wasn't that it was a bad movie. It was that it suffered in comparison to how good Thor was. So Thor came out the exact same year and they focused on building Asgard and they had him on Earth and it made sense. With the Green Lantern movie, they had this motherfucker going back and forth from Oa to Earth like it was just a bus stop ride. And it made no transitional sense on what was actually going on. You get this magical ring, you don't want to do anything about it. They suck you up to Oa. As soon as you get there, you're like, oh, what's all this? Oh, I got training for like 2 hours and I'm going back to Earth. I got to talk to some friends. And then you go back to, it was just too, you know.
Yeah. But I'm very surprised that that's where you started with the fuck up. So you just forgot about the first problem. So no, you just gonna forget about X-Men Origins. We gonna act like Ryan Reynolds didn't just go, hey, we got you playing this assassin character with Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, and it films in 2 weeks. You in? Yes. That is what can happen when you just accept. It's a big opportunity.
That wasn't his fault. That was the fault of the writing, because that's not how Deadpool's supposed to be constructed.
But again, it's a big opportunity.
And he fixed it. He parlayed that into a way better Deadpool. He never would have been able to get the Deadpool we have now if he hadn't been in X-Men Origins.
Which is true. Because he would have.
That's when he fell in love with because that's when he fell in love with the character, and but again he had to take it in his own hands. And like I said, it was detrimental. People were like, all right, fuck it, we can't do it. And so it's like I said, it's like you gotta, like, I get it being in a huge opportunity, but I think because I'm such a fan of the source material, I definitely would have so much questions that they probably would kick me off like, all right, we can't work with Deuces because he challenging everything. But I'm like, yo, but that's not like I'm gonna have mad questions with the director, like, fam, why you got me doing this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so you gotta watch out for that.
You do. And so, hopefully that they continue to think of that, like, as they move towards, like I said, with the Batman franchise just on the DC big side, and then also too this Matt Reeves version. So but again, like we said, we love where they're starting off at as far as like characters go. Batman, Robert Pattinson is growing on us and stuff. Bruce Wayne could definitely catch a little bit, but of course, though, we definitely want to know what y'all think. So we want to let y'all know. Thank you for joining us here on the Strand of a Comic Book Show. Of course, Young Deuce, CT, and Dion Lack, thank y'all for joining me today. Of course, another extended episode, and that's why I love these, because we go deep into it, we dive in, we go even to other places and stuff, and folks love that. And so, like, just like us, we can't wait to see what's next for Batman. But before we go, I always like my guests to shout out what they got coming up. So I want to start with, of course, Young Deuce, CT, then Dion, and then we are going to go ahead and call it another great episode. Young Deuce, you have the floor.
All right, man. Thank you again for having me, man. I told you I truly appreciate being a part of these panels, man, and just being able to deep dive into the stuff that we love. If you guys want to follow me, man, it's Young_Deuces everywhere, or at Geek Set Podcast. By the time this aired, my interview, I'm putting out an interview with Jordan L. Jones, aka he's the new Jazz in Bel Air. You know what I'm saying? So like that should be out. Also, you know, if you haven't checked it, man, I interviewed Kadeem Hardison. Amazing episode. That's out, man. That's been really dope. That episode, this season's been, I've been talking to a lot of legends, man. I got a chance to talk to Kel Mitchell. I talked to Cedric Yarbrough. I talked to Kadeem Hardison. And all of those episodes are out. So, you know, go to youtube.com/geekset podcast, watch those interviews, man, because they're really dope. And if you haven't, one of the biggest things that I'm trying to make sure that I amplify for Black History Month, I know it's past, but I did reach out to over 30 blurs and I asked them 3 questions. I asked them, what does Black History Month mean to you? What makes you proud to be Black? And Black History Month plus blurred culture, what's the first thing that comes to mind? And the conversations that I had with people were so dope. And it was, what was really dope about it was this is 30 blurs across the world. And though we all have different walks of life, there was so much similarities to how we were taught Black History Month and the things that we connect with and how our upbringing was with it. And I'm really, really big on making sure that I can amplify other people's voices. And because there were 30 plus blurs on there from all walks of life saying some dope stuff, I hope that people watch these videos, see something that they like from some of these creators and go follow them. So when you go to the video, within the description, it has everybody involved in the video, all their information, so you can follow them. But I really want to get more eyes on that video because it was such an important piece. And I thought it was really dope to do something for the culture, by the culture. We see so many white companies who pander during Black History Month, reach out to creators and be like, okay, let's do something for Black History Month. And then they don't work with them ever again. I'm changing that. I said, you know what? Let me take that. I'm going to do that with Geek Set. I'm going to put together this BuzzFeed style video about Black History Month, but it's for us. But then throughout the years, I'm also going to be collaborating with all the people that you see in the video. So I just want to make sure we amplify that and show that team, you know, mentality and everything like that. So yeah, go to youtube.com/geekset podcast. That's where all of the information is, where all the videos. And thank you guys again.
Man, I wish you nothing but success continuously. I remember you posted in the group chat and I was like, hey man, not in the group chat, man. Send us this shit separate. And you never sent it separately because I was like, oh man, I wish I would have known.
I missed that part. When I saw that, I was like, dang it, I like, you know, in my head, I'm in my head.
Not remember, that's why I was like, yo, send it to him. Because you sent it to me and I was like, yo, send it to him.
In my head, I'm the newbie. I feel like in my head, I'm still in training where y'all trying to figure out like, is Deuce cool or not? So I was like, when you said that, I was like, damn, I'm about to get kicked out the group chat.
No, here's the funny thing. You would never get kicked out the group chat. It's just like, because I'll tell you, because I got another group chat on my IG. It's the Team CT all day, right? Where I got like a lot of the members of the squad in there. And I tell them all, I'm like, yo, this is for us to send each other memes and say some wild, funny shit. But no, like one dude was like, yo, y'all join my Discord. I said, hey man, this ain't for that. If anything, it's gonna be CT news in this bitch. You understand? But nobody promoting. And then another cat tried to promote, and I was like, look, and I had to end the group and I had to form another group because, you know, when there's so many people in that group, you know, just to say it lightly, you know, a lot of people might not have a lot of followers, right? So they see a lot of numbers in the group and they're like, I'm about to just promote to these people. And it's like, that's not what this is for. So with this group that we're all in, I was like, I'm so shell shocked from that. I'm like, no, please no advertisements here. Just send it to me separately, which anything that you ever want me to rock on, send it to me separately. I'm in. But I thought, like, every time I see y'all names pop up in the group chat, I think I'm about to get some brand new superhero news. So I'm like, oh shit. And I open it up and it's like, hey guys, I'm like, god damn it.
You know what I'm saying? It's just me in my head. Like I was like, oh shit, dog. They about to kick me out. They this nigga Deuce is wild. Like
Deuce is wild.
Literally, Deuce is wild.
Deuce is wild. But yeah, CT, you up.
Hey man, CT is dope on everything. Just type that in. Dion Lack, fresh off the birthday, the big 4-0.
Happy birthday.
Hey, look.
The timing, bro. And it's off.
I apologize.
You're the GOAT, bro.
Video went off. First things first. Thank y'all, man, for including your boy. We should call ourselves the the laxative, black laxatives, because we don't hold back shit.
I like to call back.
I like it.
I of right now have two podcasts. One with Chasmin Rogers called Lacaroni and Chaz, and I have another one called Random Ass Conversations with Twills. And I got 2 studios in Los Angeles. You're more than welcome to come by and shoot interviews, movies, TV shows, photo shoots, anything you want. I have a piano here, portray a music video. Yeah, that's it, man.
Yes, indeed. You can also go to him if you are trying to become a potential superhero on how to undress quickly and put on your costume. Because
I didn't even know. Oh man,
I tell you, if he pop back up in 2 seconds and he fully dressed, I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what's going on. No, I don't. But of course, y'all already know. Follow me everything at Will Pharaoh. That's PHRAOH. You can check out on my YouTube channel. I have Pharaoh's Vault. Of course, here straight out of a comic book, and as well as Arcade Tokens, All Dev Cannabis, and All Dev Gaming. You can check me out there as well. But we want to thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of Straight Out of Comic Book. Make sure you like and subscribe, and then let us know, how did you feel about the Batman movie? Okay, try to keep the spoilers to a minimum and stuff, but feel free to talk about it in the comments below, and we will catch you next time.
Okay,
boom. Toodaloo.